beautiful people. Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Lilian Shiro. I trained in Kenya as a nurse and I apparently work in the UK in a care home. So in today's video, I'm going to cover CBT, which is an exam done during the NMC process for the nurses who are coming to work here in the UK. I'm also going to give you a few tips on how to prepare for your exam and how you're going to pass your exam at one go. So if you like this video, remember to give it a thumbs up, and also if you've not subscribed to this channel, kindly subscribe, and I really appreciate your support. So let's get into it. So as I start, I would like to let you know what CBT is. In NMC process, for you to become a nurse in the UK, you need to pass 2 exams of competencies, and CBT, it's a computer-based test which is done before you come to the UK, and you do it online or through computer, and it's part 1 of the competency. When you come here, you do part 2 of the competency, which is the OSCE exam. So how do you get to register for the exam? This is a question that I've been asked by so many people. And when you log in into your NMC portal, you will be approved to do the CBT. So at that particular moment, that's when you're going to register, and you book through the Pearson VUE site. And also the much you pay is just £90. Initially we used to pay 130. So if you've watched my very first video as I started this series, I had mentioned 130. That is what I paid myself back then, but apparently you are paying just £90. Another change with CBT or in CBT exam is that the pass mark, initially it was 68% when I was doing the exam. At the moment, it's 60%. CBT contains 120 questions, which is divided into 3 parts. You won't be shown that it's been divided, but I will just explain what it contains. You have 50 questions from general nursing. You have 50 questions from the adult nursing, which will be the specific area of your CBT exam. And then the last 20 questions, they are called critical questions. And these critical questions, they say it has to do with the safety of your patients. Now, this exam, it's a little bit different from what I did, because before they used to say you have to get all the critical questions, like all of them correct, like 100% correct. And in case you failed one of the question, you are supposed to repeat whether you had passed with the 68%, but for as long as you failed that one question, you're gonna repeat the exam because you failed the critical question. But at the moment, what I've seen or what I've discovered is that you just need 90% of the critical questions to be answered the correct way. You are lucky, guys. Yeah, so you see, so the score has reduced to 60% in total, from 68% to 60%. And in critical questions, it has reduced from 100% to 90%. I think I've answered that you're supposed to register through Pearson VUE, and also you get this one after you've been approved by the NMC. Now, this is what some of you have been asking me. I know I was there. You've been telling me that you're looking for the CBT materials, you can't find them. Yes, there are no CBT materials online. This is because you are not supposed to share the exam with anybody. Even now I can't talk about the specific questions which are tested in CBT because of that non-disclosure policy, so I can't do that. But I'm just going to give you an overview, and I'm going to give you a few tips on how to prepare for your exam and what you expect in there or during the exam day. So I'll start by saying the way you prepare for your CBT, it's NMC. NMC will send you their blueprint. I used to use that blueprint for the NMC to study for the CBT. You're gonna see the domains which are expected or what you'll be expected to write in your CBT exam. You remember when I said CBT, it's easy. Hey, for me, what I would say, CBT was like a walk in the park. If you wanna know why, just stay and watch this video. So why I say CBT it's very easy, it's because it's testing you on nursing, yeah, and you have the knowledge, you've been trained in the clinical areas, or where you work in hospitals, or where you are training as a nurse. It's everything. You apply them in your exam. Okay, the materials to use to prepare for your CBT exam is none other than the blueprint that you've been provided by the NMC. Again, you're supposed to read the nursing code of the UK. NMC code has what you expected to be or to do as a nurse here in the UK. You should also read on that, on the code, not what you expected as a nurse in your own country, but here in the UK. The other thing, I used this book called Royal Marsden. The Royal Marsden, it's for clinical procedures. This book was so interesting, or it's so good, because if you use my method of learning, which is you read the questions, then you go look for answers, it will really help you when you're preparing for your CBT exam. And once you follow those 3 tips that I've given you, which is make sure you read the blueprint that has been provided to you by the NMC. The other thing, it's make sure you read the NMC code. That is what you expected to do as a nurse here in the UK. And the last thing, and not the least, you should read the Royal Marsden book, which is the clinical procedures. And this book, it's very good because I've said it contains questions after every chapter. So you read the questions, you go look for the answers. And that's a very good method that has really worked for me in so many things. I think I've been doing that like forever. That's the way I studied that's the way I study for my exams. I thought it's good for you to know that I also had a study group that we used to discuss the CBT questions. Now, before I finish, it's good to just mention on the day of the test. So the day of the test, you're supposed to be there before time. You need to get there before time. And then you need to make sure that you've carried everything that it's required. You will have seen on your Pearson VUE portal, you will see what is expected of you to carry. And there are gadgets that you should not carry at all. Or if you've carried some stuff, you'll be given a locker where you're gonna lock your stuff inside. Something else, the exam will take 4 good hours. 4 good hours. 4 good hours. So why am I insisting, or why am I really pressing on this? Because there are no break times. You're not supposed to go out of your exam room for the 4 good hours. Make sure you don't carry anything inside. There's nothing you're supposed to carry inside. No food, no water, no nothing. So you're not carrying anything inside the exam room. You have to be prepared. Make sure you have a very good breakfast, or whichever time you're doing your exam, make sure you've eaten before you get there so that you don't get hungry. And for the 4 hours, make sure you read your question. You should use at least 2 minutes for every question. Finish the questions, you answer. It's MCQs. They're questions and answers. It's MCQs. And read keenly, because some answers, they might be confusing, or they might be very close to one another. Like you can see this answer seems to be correct, the other one also seems to be correct, but you have to choose the most correct answer that you feel, and trust your instincts as well. So for the 4 hours, I don't know whether it's good to say this, but I think within 2 hours I was already done with my exam. I had already finished, but that's just because I had prepared for this exam very, very well. And that's why I said for me it was like a walk in the park. Yeah, so of all the exams that I've done, I think CBT was the most easiest exam for me. So within 2 hours I was already done, but then I had to go through, I think I went through that exam like twice or thrice, and then before the last hour elapsed, so I just asked to go. I didn't finish the 4 hours because I saw there's no point. I've gone through my questions, even the ones that I had put flags, yeah, you know, so that I could come back and, you know, those confusing questions whereby you think this seems correct, you don't know whether this other one it's the same. If you want to confirm something, so you can flag that question and you can always come back. So I had already done that one. Within 3 hours I was done with everything. That is doing the very first time, going through the questions again, and going through the questions again. So I think within 2 hours I was already finished, like I had finished everything. And so I just used the last 3 hours, the third hour, just to make sure that everything is perfect. So I didn't spend my whole 4th hour there. So I didn't finish the 4 hours in the exam room. But this one you can only do if you are so sure that what you've done it's correct. So don't be in a hurry to finish because you've seen others are walking out of the room. No, take your time, relax. Take your time, keep calm, and make sure that everything you've done is correct. Trust your instincts. Make sure everything is correct. So yes, but for those who have maybe, you know, medical conditions, and maybe they're expected to take some medicine, or they're expected to take something, you are supposed to answer these ones on the Pearson VUE. Guys, go to the Pearson VUE site and see what you expected on the exam day. So that's a good advice, just so that you don't go. You will know what time you're expected to get to the testing center, how many minutes before should you be there. You will know what you're supposed to bring in the test center, and you will know anything else. If at all you have any issues, any medical issues, you're supposed to inform them in advance, so that maybe they can organize for you something special, or they can exempt you from certain strict restrictions. Congratulations again to those who have already done their IELTS exam and they have passed, or OET exam and they have passed. For those who are doing CBT exam, I'm wishing you all the best, guys. You're gonna make it. If we did it, even you can do it. So guys, if you've made this far, I really appreciate. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much also for coming back. I really appreciate you for that. And if you like this video, remember to give it a like, and also if at all you've not yet joined the family, remember to hit the subscription button down there. It's free of charge, guys. It's free of charge, and I really appreciate. So thank you so much, and I will be seeing you in my next video. Mwah.